Did you know that the deadliest leader in human history was the father of communism in China? Ooh, yes. Mao Zedong led China to communism between 1949 till his demise in 1976. Between 1958 to 1962, Mao led the Great Leap Forward to change China from agrarian to socialist society, leading to loss of 15 to 45 million of his people through starvation, overwork, and deletion. He also led a cultural revolution that erased cultural heritage, and in the process, millions of intellectuals, artists, and political opponents were humiliated, deleted, and imprisoned. And then he led the land reforms and class struggle, where land from landlords was distributed to peasants, causing class war and deletions of several millions of people. He also led religious persecutions, destroying temples and monasteries. Did you know that the most evil person that ever existed in the world was Adolf Hitler? Adolf Hitler was born on the 20th of April 1889 in Braunau am Inn, a town in Austria-Hungary now known as Austria. Adolf had a troubled childhood full of hardship and little comfort. He lost his mother at the age of 18, which affected his life profoundly. He lived in homeless shelters and struggled a lot to make a living. He led Germany between 1933 to 1945, a period during which he initiated Second World War and orchestrated the deletion of about 6 million Jews and millions of Romani people, persons with disabilities and political opponents. He and his wife, Eva Braun, took away their lives at the end of the war in a bunker. Did you know that Idi Amin, the dictator of Uganda between 1971 to 1979, was very egocentric and brutal? Ooh, yes. He used to keep heads of his enemies in the freezer and boast how brutal he was, sending a wave of fear among his opponents. Some people believe, and still do, he fed on human flesh. Yes, you heard me. Before being the president of Uganda, he was a lieutenant of King's African Rifles of British Colonial Army, participating against the liberation of the Somalis and the Kenyans by the Mau Mau. As president, he was responsible for the loss of estimated 300,000 to 500,000 Ugandans. In 1972, he expelled more than 80,000 Asians, leading to the collapse of Ugandan economy. When he attempted to grab part of Tanzania, Mwalimu Nyerere supported his removal from power, leading to his exile in Saudi Arabia. Did you know that Joseph Stalin was the father of political fear and trauma? Ooh, yes. Stalin led former Soviet Union between 1920 to 1953 and was responsible for brutal policies that led to deletion of millions of people. To instill fear, high-profile persons were publicly tried of treason and sabotage, traumatizing people. It all started with the Great Purge to remove enemies within the government and military, which led to deletions of up to 1.2 million people. Then the man-made famine, as Stalin forced consolidation of individual landholdings and labor into collective farms, leading to loss of 3 to 7 million people. The forced labor camps and brutality he led imprisoned and deleted many political opponents, intellectuals, and ordinary people. He led mass deportation of opponents and religious purge that closed churches, mosques, and synagogues. Did you know that General Sani Abacha, who was a dictator in charge of Nigeria between 1993 to 1998, looted 10% of Nigeria GDP? The amount he looted was between $3 to $5 billion. Many years later, after his passing, Nigerian government started looking for where the loot had been stashed. Switzerland, for example, in 2005, managed to return about $500 million, while Jersey returned $308 million in 2020. Over the years, the family has been in and out of court to battling government efforts to recover the looted money. In some instances, the government has frozen accounts and seized assets associated with Sani Abacha's family members.